Hey y'all, it is Voluptuously Skinny, and it has been 124 weeks since my surgery, September 16th of 2015. I cannot believe it has been so long ago. Almost 2.5 years. So anyway, y'all, my high weight was 369.9 at that time. Well, right before when I had my surgery, I had lost 40 pounds by then. It was 329.6. And my current weight is 148.8. So I am down from last week nearly 4 pounds. And, well, about 4 pounds in total. And, y'all, I didn't do a lot of stuff different. I didn't change what I was eating, but I did eat it differently. And so I'll talk more about that. But my calorie intake for the week, for total calories on average, it was 2,042. So it was still, I'm still eating. And for net, it was 1152, and that is a difference though from last week. Last week, my total average was around 2,400, and so it's 400 less. And then my total net was around 1,800. So that is definitely less. So you can tell that I definitely ate less, but not a whole lot less. But anyway. Protein was on average 113 grams per day this week. Last week it was about 88. This week, as far as carbs are concerned, I did cut my carbs down quite a bit this week. My carbs this week were about, on average, 176 grams per day. So still high, but much less than what I was eating. The week previously, it was 277. As far as exercise is concerned, I told y'all that I wasn't running as much, and I'm just really trying to heal and then trying to figure out why I am sore. I'm just sore all the time when I run, and I'm not going all out. I'm not, and it's in my thigh and groin area mostly. It's not hardly anywhere else. It's mostly there. And I do have couple issues with my Achilles sometimes, and I think that's because sometimes my calf muscles get so tight, but when I stretch those out, that is just fine. But that groin area and thigh area are always sore, and I'll talk more about that too. In fact, that's one of the challenges I'm having as far as exercising is concerned, as far as getting my running back to the level that it was. And today, when I ran this morning, it was the longest distance I'd run in like 2 weeks, and that was only 5 miles, 5.56 miles. And I say only because that's only for me, and the level that I was, because I know 5 to 6 miles, that's a lot for people who are just starting. It was a lot for me, over a year ago. So I'm not saying only as to say it's nothing if anybody else is doing it. No disrespect at all. But it was the longest run I did, and that's coming from, let me go back, that's coming from running 10 to 15 miles a day on last year. So that's why I say only, because it's not what I used to run. But anyway, so this week, so I'm just sore. But anyway, when I ran this morning, that area was just extremely sore, and it doesn't, with massaging, with stretching before, with the stretching after, doing some yoga moves. I've downloaded stretching apps where I've just stretched and stretched and stretched. And even too much stressing can cause an issue if you're injured, from what I have understood and read. So I've try to be moderate in what I do, but still those areas are sore. And so one of the girls that I run with this morning, she was asking me if it could be the loose skin on my thighs that's weighing that area down. And I told her, I said, that's funny, because that was somebody else that told me that, and I couldn't think of who told me that, but it was actually Dion. Dion, I remember probably a few months ago, asked me if I thought that area was injured, because that's where I have a lot of loose skin, and if maybe the moving and the jostling of the loose skin, if that was causing it to just be so sore all the time. And I really don't know. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't know. And I don't know what I can do about that except for, you know, not running. But one of the things my girlfriend said this morning was that maybe I should try to get some compression garments for my thighs, that maybe my tights, I try to use, you know, make sure that my tights are pretty snug. But she said that maybe a thigh compression garment would be better. So I'm going to try that and see what happens. And I'll kind of keep you guys posted. But as far as my exercise this week, I did exercise. I kind of refocused my efforts a little bit, because I remember years and years and years and years and years ago when I was on Weight Watchers and I started losing weight, and one of my friends, she would run, and I was trying to run with her. It didn't take off like it took off now. And but I remember hurting my Achilles tendon and just never got back into it. And people were saying, oh, you should really try to get some other things, you know, try swimming or try something else so that you can stay active. But, excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. I was just so caught up on the fact that I had wanted to run back then and couldn't. And there was nothing that burns calories like running. And so I just assumed that that was it and never did it again until just this past year. So what I've done now is I've gotten my stability ball out. I have gotten on my Amazon Prime videos. I've been looking up strength videos and actually doing strength videos. I've been doing step aerobics. I've been doing my bike. So I've been doing a lot of different things, because bottom line, if it comes down to it, I have to have some type of backup and something else that I really enjoy, One of the things is like my manual treadmill that I have. I think it's probably because of the position of my body on it, but I typically don't feel the same pain that I do as when I run on the, you know, on the routes and outside. But I don't like the treadmill, so to speak, all the time. I mean, it was okay for the last few days, but that's not where I want to be. I want to be outside. I want to be breathing fresh air. I want to see the wonders of God. I tell people all the time that, you know, they say, oh, well, why are you outside? It's cold. Well, sometimes when my faith is low, you know, I trust and believe. I understand how God works. And I understand that you shouldn't have to see something in order to believe that God is going to do his works. And so sometimes when I get so discouraged and I want to make sure that my mind is still in the right place as far as staying strong and waiting on the will of God, I go outside and I see nature. Because when I look outside, I think, wow, you know, God did this. And if he did this, then I know that he can, you know, fix whatever it is that I'm dealing with. And so that's just what I do. It's just what I do. And that's why I like going outside so much and running. So anyway, dealing with some different things on that, and just really trying to find another little niche. And I do enjoy the step aerobics. I really do. And I enjoy my bike as well. And then the strength training videos have been fun. So, and I can tell that there are areas of my body that definitely need to be strengthened, especially my upper body. My chest area is so weak. I mean, when I get to lifting anything, and I don't lift, I do the stretch bands. So I'm not doing heavy weights. I just do the stretch bands, and I've got 4 different tensions of stretch bands, and they work just as well as weights are concerned. And I'm on the lightest one, and I can tell how my chest aches. And it's been achier this week because I told y'all during any time of the month, which is, I'm kind of all over the place, so sorry. So I think now is my time of the month. I told y'all I don't have a physical flow, but I have everything else, the irritability, which I'm going to try those supplements. I said I was going to look them up on Amazon today, but the irritability, I have acne, because see, yeah, popping up there, and then I have some other things going on over here. But right there in the middle of my chin, I'm like, yeah. And my face gets super oily, much more oilier. And I told you the other thing is that my chest, the pain level goes out the wazoo. And so, and I can always tell that I'm reaching for, especially by late evening when it's getting close, when I'm getting really exhausted and tired, that I'm reaching for my pain medication. And that is what has been happening. I mean, just intense throbbing and achiness. And like I said, the acne, irritability. So I definitely think it's my time of the month. But that being said, I'm so surprised that I'm not retaining water at all, because I'm down 4 pounds from last week. So that's weird. And if I am retaining water, I am wondering what it's going to be like when this week is over. So as far as my weight is concerned, but I don't think I'm retaining any water. Anyway, so what have I been doing over the last week, y'all? So if I haven't been eating, if I'm eating the same foods. So y'all know I was doing a lot of reading on the 5-day pouch reset and all the modifications that people have done to that. And many of the things that were in common with all of those was that they talked about just those basic rules that they give us at the very beginning of our whole journey. Get your protein in, how to drink, water or whatever it is that you're drinking, how you should eat, what you should eat, and when you should eat. Those are the things that I've been focusing on. So as far as drinking is concerned, 15 minutes before and 30 minutes after. Do not drink or eat anything. So if you have drank something 15 minutes before you eat, wait 15 minutes. After you eat, wait 30 minutes. And then don't drink while you're eating. I didn't drink while I was eating. I never really had a problem with that, even when I was overweight and would eat massive amounts of food. I didn't really want to drink anyway, because that was less room in my stomach for the good food that I wanted to eat. So anyway, I didn't have an issue with that. But I have never really waited 15 minutes before eating after I drank. I never did that. And then I started getting in the habit of, after I eat now, I would be so thirsty. I'd wait a few minutes and then I would start sipping before the 30 minutes was up. And so I've been really diligent on making sure that I'm timing that so that I'm not drinking 15 minutes before I eat or 30 minutes after I eat. The other thing is I'm getting in my water. I told y'all I'm going to the bathroom. I've been going to the bathroom like crazy. But actually it's leveling out now because I think my body is getting back used to getting the water. And so my goal is 64 to 128 ounces of fluid a day. I haven't gotten up to 128 by any means. And I'm usually between 60 and 64 and probably about 80. So, and that's including any protein shakes that I'm drinking or any fluids that other than just plain water that I'm drinking. I was drinking a lot of water with the lemonade packets, but I haven't been using the lemonade packets at all. I've just been drinking plain water. What else? How I eat. Slowing down and taking smaller bites, chewing longer, because now that I don't have that inflamed feeling, or when I swallow something, it doesn't feel like a rock is going down my stomach if I don't chew it up properly, so I can eat much faster and I can take much larger bites, even though the amount of food sometimes is pretty much the same. It's about a cup of food that I can handle at a time if it's really, regular food. If it's popcorn, I told y'all I can eat a huge amount of that. In fact, I was reading in one of the other forums when I was reading about Regain, and this lady said I can eat a trash bag full of popcorn, and I just laughed because I said that is me. I can eat so much popcorn, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so smaller bites and eating much slower. When you eat, so I decided that as far as when you eat, every 2 to 4 hours, I'll eat something. Either I'll eat my main meal or I'm eating a snack. And it depends on if I am hungry or not. There's some times where I've eaten something and like an hour later, I feel like I'm really starving. And so there's an app that I downloaded recently. It's called Eat to Thrive. And it kind of takes you through some questions to see if what you are feeling is physical hunger or if it's an emotional hunger. And the scale, what it does is it kind of gives you a percentage after you've answered all these questions. And it also has like a meditation that it can take you through. And I've done the meditation at least once, and I ended up like falling asleep, listening to the meditation. And so it kind of helped me, especially when it was the emotional scale was higher than the physical, because I've never had one that was just all emotional or all physical. Like I said, it's like it might be 60% emotional, 40% physical, or 70% physical, 30% emotional, something like that. So when it's on the emotional side, the other day I decided to go ahead and do the little meditation that they have with it. And like I said, I didn't end up eating. I ended up falling asleep. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm good now, So the other thing is what you eat. I increased that protein, make sure I was getting that protein in, because that was the other thing too with my muscles and being sore. I was thinking, am I getting enough protein? I mean, I'm getting on average, 80 to 90 grams or, a little more, but I probably need to be upwards to that 125 grams per day. And so that's what I did, was I increased and really focused on my protein. And so I'm definitely getting my protein shake in. Sometimes I'm getting in 2 protein shakes, and then the rest of it is with regular food. So I'm really focusing on getting that protein in. And then I still eat. I had some of the Benito's little mac and cheese little curls. I had those. I had cookies, I had a piece of cake. So I'm still eating the same things, but I am really being cognizant about, recording those, putting them in my FitnessPal. If I feel like I'm going to want something, I've just been going ahead, filling out my FitnessPal and, tracking everything, and then kind of seeing where it fits in. And sometimes I'll eat everything, and sometimes I won't eat it all, and I'll have to go through and delete what I had added. So even today, in fact, I had already put in my protein shake and some other things, and so I'm going to have to go and delete them, because I'm going to have paleo pancakes, and I've had cheese and that stuff this morning. So, oh my gosh, the biggest thing, avoiding food in my bedroom. I told y'all, I don't know if I told y'all this or not, but I got in my running snacks and was just snacking. Those not even in my room anymore. I would wake up in the morning, and from me snacking, beside my bed would be the little bags and the little trash from where I would open something up and leave it there. And I'd look at that stuff in the mornings and just be like, shaking my head, like, this is sad. This is too sad. And so now I'll get in the bed. I make sure. The other thing was, I was snacking so much I wasn't wearing my retainers. And I could tell my teeth weren't really moving that much, but I could still tell that they were moving a little bit. And so that was the other thing that I would do, is when I come in the room, I brush my teeth and I put my retainer in. And then once my retainer in, I try not to have to take it out. Last night I did, because I was hungry. And so I did get up and go get me some almonds. And so I'm trying to make better choices. So when I am hungry, I get up and make a better choice, for the most part. Not always. I'm not perfect. So anyway, it sounds like y'all understand this struggle. From the comments that I've responded to, y'all truly understand. And even, just fighting the regain. There is a real fear of gaining this weight back. And I am just in that phase. I'm going to embrace it. And then I know that, as soon as I level everything out, then I will come out of it. I'm so excited too that because I've been needing to go to the nutritionist, and my nutritionist, like I said, I hadn't been since I think September or maybe even earlier than that of last year because of my insurance issues. And so I actually saw her at the support group last night and we talked. And so I'll be going in soon. Thank you, Jesus. I'll be going in soon because I miss her anyway. I miss you, Connie. So I've got so many things that I need to talk to her about, and I know I'm going to have to make multiple appointments because I only have an hour typically, and 30 minutes to an hour with her. But there's so many things that I need to ask her about as far as me and how I'm eating, and you know, the weight, maintaining my weight. And I showed her a picture of that week 100 when I was like 138 pounds. And I was telling her, I said, you know, I was 16% body fat the last time I saw you. And I said, in this photo, I said, I know that I couldn't have been, I was probably in dangerous levels. If I was 16%, I know I probably had to be maybe 12, 13%, if that. But I'm sure it's better now. So, anywho, y'all understand that regain, that struggle, it's crazy. So, anyway, MCAT studying is going okay, and I am, you know, I have my days where I just do not want to touch what it is that the sections that I'm supposed to study, and there's some days that I don't, and there are days where I do, that I do really well at it. And I need to really focus on the application process because I've transported all the information. Ouch. I've transported all the information to where it needs to go, but I still need to get in there and complete it all so I can submit it. So hold me accountable to that, y'all. Hold me accountable. As far as comments on the videos, I think I'm caught up with all the current videos and all those comments, but there are several comments that I see popping up for older videos, and I'm slowly but surely getting back to those. So, and it's so funny because I think sometimes people will comment as if they're talking to the other people, I think, and not me. So, but I'm still here and I'm still looking at my comments, and I still read all of it and enjoy your input and your feedback. Oh, yeah. Now, I was going to mention this too when I was talking about the fear of gaining. Somebody made a comment that she really believed that I had a disordered way of thinking as far as my eating was concerned. And there was somebody else that made a comment about, you know, feeling bad about what I ate and not to feel bad. And so whatever video, I think it was 2 videos ago when I said that I had binged, I didn't mean to make it seem like I felt horrible about it. Yeah, I was concerned about it. I think anybody should be, but I didn't beat myself up about it. I didn't mean to put that out there like that. I know that we slip. And so, you know, we just move on. We do better the next day. Or we pick up and we do better the next hour. So I did not mean to say that, you know, like I just was down on myself for that. And I think that at any rate, you know, I said that I had a binge eating disorder, and that was one of the main reasons why I was heavy. Very emotional, a huge emotional eater. And I binged massive amounts of calories. And I would eat well during the week. And then on the weekends, on Friday, Saturday, I would just literally surround myself in thousands and thousands of calories. So yeah, there is some disordered eating there. And like, you know, we always say the surgery doesn't totally fix your mindset about all of that stuff. So those are areas where I still struggle. I'm still an emotional eater. And I'm trying to stay out of that. Of course, now, you know, binging is not it's not major. That's not the word I'm trying to use, because it is major. It's not, I don't consume as many calories, thank God, because of my stomach. But I can, where I was consuming thousands of calories there, you know, I will consume hundreds of calories, extra calories when I am, you know, go through those situations. So, yeah, there is some disordered way of thinking there, but I'm trying to get it together. I'm just I'm just so confused right now about how to balance everything. And I want to run, but I want to keep my body healthy. I want to make sure I'm eating the right things. I want to make sure that my brain is being fed as well. So I want to make sure I'm balancing those carbs like I need to. And that is a crazy way of thinking and trying to get it rerouted, because I can see the weight, the weight was creeping back up. And so I want to make sure that I am balancing it correctly. I don't want to eating carbs and eating, a lot of different stuff, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm reverting back. But there, like I said, there's so many other issues that are in all of that, the overeating, all of that, what I'm eating. So it's not just eating carbs. Because I lost lots and lots of weight on Weight Watchers, and I don't think that, I know I had a bunch of carbs every day. I just counted the points, and, I lost the weight. But I'm really trying to learn how to eat right. And eat exactly what is going to nourish my body the way it needs to be nourished. So, anyway, y'all already know this video is super long. It just is what it is. I had a lot to say, and I love talking to y'all. So anyway, I continue to pray for you guys. I continue to pray for your success. I continue to pray for people are moving in their jobs. They're moving in their lives. They're moving and shaking. And I just continue to pray for your success in those things, and for you to continue to believe in what God's will is for you. And, when you've taken a step to do something, that you understand that if God has brought you to it, that he's going to bring you through it. And so don't worry. And I tell you guys that because as I see it manifest in your lives, then I know that it will manifest in my life as well. So anyway, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Keep praying for me as well. Peace out, babies. Mwah.